And the participants. Okay, now we're done. Now we're moving. Now we're cooking with gas. And the participants.
Hey, I'm back.
Hey, Grandpa. Now we're moving. Now we're cooking with gas. All right, we're zooming now, Grandpa. We're zooming now.
Oh, we getting ready to roll, eh?
Yeah, we're making it happen.
Okay.
You know,
Where's Freddie?
I just sent him the invite. Sorry that it took so long for me to figure this stuff out. Right. You gonna hear a little playback for a second. Now we're cooking with gas. All right, we're zooming now, Grandpa. We're zooming now. Can you hear me, Grandpa? Can you hear me? Is this real? Did I mute the thing, Grandpa? Hello? Oh no, I didn't. Wait a minute. What did I do?
Who?
Huh? Grandpa? All right, we're zooming now, Grandpa. We're zooming now. Grandpa, can you hear me? What happened? Grandpa? Can you hear me? Is this real? Did I mute the thing? Grandpa, you muted. Hold on. Hello?
I'm muted.
No, we're good. Oh no, I didn't. Wait a minute. What did I do?
I'm muted. Oh, okay. No.
Grandpa? All right, we're zooming. All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Can you hear me?
Cool. I had to mute the YouTube video in the background.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, okay.
I had to mute the YouTube because I wasn't trying to create an echo.
Oh, okay.
This is recording live right now. We're on live.
Are we recording live?
Yeah, we're recording live. Hold on one second.
Where's Freddie?
Huh? What?
Where's who at?
He'll be here. Let me send the invite one more time to him. So I 100% thought I sent it to him and said it went through. Oh man, this is it, Grandpa. We're officially doing this. Probably should have. Okay, I'm sending Uncle Pooh Bear his invite one more time. Okay, this time it definitely said it's sent. I don't know what that's about. All right. All right, cool. So he will be here in a second. I'm gonna post a live stream on the internets. So you feeling good, Grandpa?
What you say now?
You said you feeling good, Grandpa?
Oh yeah, I feel okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to find out what's going on here.
Oh, we definitely got it going on.
Oh, okay.
You know how it is. All right, I'm about to. Okay, maybe I gotta call him or something. He's supposed to be right back. He might be trying to get some beer. Oh, here we go. Here we go. He's about to join. We did it, Grandpa. We did it.
We did, eh?
We did it. We're live.
Oh, okay.
Look at Uncle Pooh Bear. He's in it too.
Roll there, yeah.
All right.
Well, we
Hey, how you doing?
We want to start out with our initial opening, you know. Of course, I ain't got nothing to start out with. I just got this old genuine draft, that old stable, good stuff, you know.
Okay.
Y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Oh,
We
okay.
hear it now. We are in it now.
Oh,
I wish I didn't hear you.
I got some
I'm over-
hams.
Oh, you got a
Oh my
ham.
God.
Man,
Hams?
I got some hams.
Let me go downgrade my beer.
Oh, you gonna
Brother,
downgrade it? You going from a Budweiser to what?
I should have downgraded. So I got another one of my bourbon counties.
I said that's you downgrading, eh?
This is purely upgrade for you. This is 2018 Bourbon County.
Oh, okay.
The purely
18
upgrade.
Yeah. 18 seems to be a pretty good year.
I'm
so
gonna open mine here, and I got no comment as to what value this is from that 1 to 10, because we know what genuine draft is. It's always gonna be
A
starting
1?
off with a 5.5.
You're
Right.
right. Probably a 0.5.
No,
That's what you meant. You got the decimal in the wrong place.
0.5. That stuff that come in the barrel with the chocolate syrup in it and stuff. What you drinking now, whatever that is.
Woo, this an 8. This start off at 8.
Oh, it starts out at an 8, eh? Okay.
Yeah, I got high expectations for this.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna do what Grandpa was talking about. I'm gonna get my glass going. Gotta get the boot situation.
Yeah. How about that? Look at that head foaming on there. Before I pour any more. Oh yeah.
That's that corner, right?
First class, man, all the way.
I gotta mess it up.
Nothing but the best.
Gotta mess up the pour.
Miller's genuine draft.
Got that hams going. Ham.
So the head on mine disappeared out of.
Oh yeah. You probably didn't have it. You just fooling them. You probably didn't have it.
Is that beer even carbonated?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. But again, it's 2 years old now, so it loses the carbonation more so over the years.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 2 years old, eh? Well, mine 2 weeks old.
Yours 2 weeks too young. It should be 0. Shouldn't have been made. That should have been aborted.
Wow.
Mine is on the move. Faster than they can make it, they wheel
Come
it
on.
out.
Dang. We're gonna throw us out of the body and say it should have been aborted.
The glasses on the kitchen counter to the right of the sink.
Oh my goodness.
It's this one. It's the other one.
What's your let's get our ratings out. Let's get our ratings out the way. What's you rating it? What you rating your beer, Grandpa?
I started out with a 5.5, remember?
5.5.
5.5.
Okay, well it's a 5.5 then.
Well, I ain't going no higher than a 6 because this genuine draft, but I can't give it no more than a 6.
Okay.
You have to start lower so you can move up to a 5.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna give mine a little taste first.
Mine is fantastic.
You're fantastic there. Okay.
It's pretty. I'll give hams a 7.5.
7.5. This is an insult. This is an insult to the rating system. I must get an extra 5. So mine is like a 13.7.
What did he
Hams isn't bad. Hams.
What was the rating he gave it?
I'm getting the 13.7.
What did he give his? That ham.
If that's a 7.5, mine is a 13.
In that case, then I got to get off my 5.5. I'm starting out with a 6.5 so I can go
Oh,
to 7.5.
oh
Hey,
man.
Hams is good. Hams is not bad.
Oh,
If
okay.
the high life is a 7.5, I'm going to 22.5.
No, Miller High Life is way more than the 7.5. It's a champagne of beer.
I'm going 22.5. Oh, right. That's a
Ain't
Miller.
no high life. This is Miller genuine.
It's a champagne of beer. We can't disrespect the champagne of beers. Oh my goodness.
Oh, filtered beer.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Hams is America's classic premium beer, born in the land of the sky blue waters. I don't know where that is.
We got part about it's America's classic beer.
America's classic premium beer.
Premium beer. It's sort of like the Dallas Cowboys being America's team, man. That's some old stuff, you know.
I'm going 8.75.
The Cowboys just participants now. They ain't America's team no more. It was back in the days.
More like baseball being America's pastime. That's what.
Oh yeah.
Don't nobody watch football no more, man. We don't watch that sport.
Baseball's in trouble. Baseball's about to kill itself.
Shit, don't nobody be at them baseball games anyway. That big old stadium during the regular season, that big old stadium be empty. They might as well just go on and play their games. They don't need nobody in the stand.
I like going to baseball games just to drink outside in a place that's not my house.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
That ballpark still be empty.
Yeah, they do. You can, and the thing is, it's wild. I mean, you can buy a cheap $2 ticket and then sit anywhere. And I guarantee you, no one's going to question you.
Ain't nobody there. Yeah, it's just $15 a beer.
There's some serious baseball people who sit there with their little paper and they do the little equations things like that. I'm happy for those people. They found something to do. But for everybody else, it's like, man, I can get 10 tickets for $20. All right, take the whole family out. We're gonna be outside.
Have some beer, eat some.
You don't even gotta pay attention to that baseball. You don't even gotta pay attention to that baseball game.
Living them up, huh?
You got a ticket just like you was paying the regular price. Well, that is the regular price. 10 tickets for $20.
That's a good deal today. Like you can't hardly go to any sporting event without paying $100 for like yourself.
That's right.
For like halfway decent seats.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's
I can't remember the last time I've been to a baseball game.
I haven't either.
I haven't been to a baseball game since I think before Sebastian was born.
Oh,
that was a long time ago.
I know I've gone.
Sebastian ain't but a year old. How is that a long time ago? A long time ago, like me, 30, 40 years.
I mean, like, he wasn't here for
like
it.
Yesterday, he was born like yesterday.
Yeah.
Closer to yesterday than 30 years, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Goodness.
All right, what was our topics? What was
Well, we're definitely going to touch on what's been going on in the North America today. I guess the world.
Let's let Dad start by justifying how he's somehow not going to be purchasing me a steak. So for those of y'all that don't know,
I can start out with me going getting my Bible and turn it upside down. Right there saying you ain't getting no steak.
For those of y'all that don't know, because Dad been trying to change the bet.
Yeah. Bible, a brand new $1,500 Bible turned upside down.
Dad keep trying to change the bet. So let me put this on camera. The bet is that Trump will finish his first term as president. The loser got to buy a steak sandwich.
That he won't finish his term.
Yeah, you're betting he won't. I bet he will.
I'm saying he won't. And if he keep on doing like he did yesterday, I'm almost assured.
Yeah, me and Hank
gonna get even his own people saying, "What the heck is going on here?"
Me and Hank, they've been saying that since the beginning.
Man,
Me and Hank gonna enjoy our steak. Crystal gonna enjoy her dollar
he
and
got the
donut.
Joint Chiefs of Staffs in fatigues, Army fatigues, and all the rest of them, the Secretary of Defense, and all of them following behind him. No, he can't make no man. Ain't no independence. He can't. He can't make it to.
You don't think he'll make Independence Day?
he can't make it to November.
Look, now, so y'all also got to know exactly what he's saying now. He's been saying for literally 4 years, like ever since he got elected.
What have I been saying? I've said no. What I've always said. I said in June of this year. So I got one more month. Now if he escaped this month.
Wait a minute. Wait. I ain't never heard you say.
I told you that, yeah, I was talking about his income tax, remember?
June. So you've been saying June of this year.
Grandpa been talking about getting Trump out of office since the moment he been in office. He's like, ain't no way. He's like, the first day Trump was in office, Grandpa was like, he won't last a month. And then the next month came. He's like, he won't make it 3 months. Then 2 years, the 3 years came.
I ain't never said. Right. I've been saying that when his income tax come, which is in June, right now, the Supreme Court said he got to release that stuff. And I'm thinking it's gonna be like it was with Nixon when the Republican Party pat him on the back and said we can't support you no longer.
Lower breast.
Go, huh?
Remember how side by side.
We all came down from the Capitol, went to the White House, and said, "This is it. You too heavy for us."
That was back then. Look, we in a different social climate now. I mean, you can straight up look at the camera and tell a bold-faced lie and not have to answer for the consequences.
Yeah, but did you see how
then they start saying this alternate?
You got a helicopter coming in and screaming along there, blowing all that wind. That's a sign of desperation, man. You trying to change the subject with a helicopter flying in and blowing wind on people's hair. They ain't gonna deceive him.
Hey, he might be desperate, but he ain't going nowhere.
I don't know. Well, I ain't buying no steak till November.
Don't worry about it. I don't want my steak until November. I'm waiting on it.
Did it, but I want mine.
Choice cut too, man. Hey, it's gonna be a couple $100 for that steak.
If you don't make it to November, I want my steak. I ain't gotta wait till no election because I said that he wasn't gonna finish this term out.
Well, his term is over in November, right?
November. That's when I buy your steak. If he's still around, you got a steak coming.
I'm looking forward to it, man.
All right.
Grandpa is staunch. He has been staunch on this. He's like, I'm definitely gonna win.
And some donuts.
Where
I get them on the end? Kalamazoo?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll stop on Kalamazoo, get the donuts.
Him and Chris got a bet on donuts and $1. I want my steak.
Yeah.
Oh, this is intense, man. Well, I mean, I'm happy that Grandpa is staunch on this.
He's definitely staunch on this. I was thinking about he gonna get a steak, but me and Carol know those facts. We know he ain't no steak coming up with y'all. No, so we gonna be eating the steak.
Oh man, Chris says she watching it in the comments on YouTube.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see them.
Oh, let me see. Let me see the comments. Let me see the live chat. Oh, there's people in here. Okay.
There's a live chat?
Yeah, we got a live chat. We're doing it big. I mean,
let me see some live chat. What do I look for that?
You gotta go to the you know what, Grandpa, maybe I should show you how to do this.
Yeah.
You could do it.
Look, Crystal said Battle Creek is where you get the donuts. And
Kalamazoo.
Nah, Battle Creek.
Battle Creek, eh? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Exit 99. But she said she want her $1.
Okay, 96 is Battle Creek, 97. Yeah, okay, 99, exit 99, right?
Yeah, she want her $1.
I think there's
what's in my
donut? Forrest
194, I think it is.
Right. Forrest said if you right, he gonna send you a case of Miller if you right.
Who said that?
Forrest.
Forrest.
Oh, someone's online right now?
Yeah, Ian.
Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody say hi.
Yeah, he see you. He watching.
Oh, he can see it?
Yeah,
we live, Grandpa. We on we legitimate. We legitimately live broadcasting the show right now.
Yeah, I didn't know all that. Yeah. Well, I can tell him myself. How you doing, Ian? We were sitting over there in Morocco, and Ian and
I mean, the people. I told people if they want to try to jump in. I mean, if they send the email, I'll let them come in and say their piece.
Oh,
People scared.
About drinking beer, and I'm locked out there on the room on the balcony.
People are scared, Grandpa. They're not ready. They're not ready for your arguments.
Yeah.
Out there on the balcony, and then Freddie said, "I'm coming." I was been frozen to death though. I had to wait there all night.
Yeah, that would have been rough on you.
Yeah, it's been rough. Yeah. But thanks to my
shotgun a Bush Light in honor of the ES class of 2011.
Oh, that's one of the boys I lived in the Scholar House with. Evans Scholar class 2011. Oh my goodness.
Bush Light.
I haven't shotgun a beer in a long time, especially no Bush.
Hey, where is Ian in the States here?
He's in Canada right now.
Oh, he in Canada, eh? Oh, we really are. We global, eh?
Yeah, man, he global. We got like, I got 57 subscribers, y'all, all around the world.
We're trying.
Okay.
All around the world.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh, let me see. What was I going to say?
You know what I want to do?
What?
I want to chronicle my success in track and field. When next year comes, I want to be over there in Canada and Toronto. I'm quite sure it's going to still be in Toronto. And I want to go over there, you know, and take out this number one track and field man, Hugo Tanaka. That's a bad boy. Grandpa years old, running the 15-second 100 meters.
Grandpa has been calling out Tanaka.
Calling him out on live on the show. It's going down to 2021.
I was just talking about Harry Brown. You remember?
Yeah.
You took a picture of me and him down there in Texas, now Houston. You know, he's the one. He's the one that woke me up to the fact that I hadn't been in no competition when I was running over here in Michigan. You know? I went to Illinois, and that's when I met him over there. You know, Harry's all right. Harry said, "Man, you got to learn some things. At first, you got to learn how to run the curve. Second thing, you got to learn how to pace yourself, you know." Because when I got to that 300-meter mark, man, I was staggering like a drunk man. Harry came home. I had to give him credit. Harry Brown, man.
Good old Harry Brown, yeah. That's what Chris said. Good old Harry Brown.
Yeah.
Don't talk trash. Don't talk trash about Bush. That's her grandmother's favorite beer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I went over to Illinois this particular time. And the first thing I did when you sign in, register, well, you already registered when you sign in, you know. And I said, "Well, is Harry Brown here?" And they said, "No, he ain't come yet." I said, "Well, if he don't come, I got me a gold medal coming."
Which one of y'all coming in second around here?
I can predict that gold if Harry there.
You got some gold medals doing Senior Olympics, don't you, Grandpa? I remember seeing
in Michigan. I'm saying though, but when you start going like down in Utah,
yeah,
and they come from 50 states, you know, but in the world thing, they come from all over the world: Germany, Russia, France, you know, Japan, the Chinese. So you got to come with your A game or stay home.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, man! Hey, Grandpa, Ashley started her garden in the backyard. She got one of those above ground gardens. We built a little. I only help a little bit. A little above ground garden. She's put a lot of stuff in there.
What do you mean above ground?
You know, it's like a metal tub.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We did. It's a good job.
I got some tomatoes. I got some beef steaks there, and I got some big boys tomatoes. I got me some cucumbers, burpee cucumbers out there.
Oh yeah.
Got me some cayenne pepper, jalapeno peppers.
Cayenne pepper.
Huh? Well, you know I love my peppers.
Yeah, you
What's
like
that type of pepper again, Grandpa? I didn't quite hear you.
I thought I had cayenne,
Cayenne, yes.
cayenne pepper.
I do love some
I
cayenne
did the
pepper.
hot pepper. Let's put it like that.
I do love some cayenne pepper.
And I got some
I
jalapeno.
don't like Joshua.
In the day I planted a pepper too.
Some what?
But I got a lot of pepper though, man.
Love pepper.
Yeah. So,
He
so
loves
I needed some onion to go in it, you know. So I'm gonna plant me some onion, you know.
What type of onion? What type of onion do you prefer?
The green onion, you know.
Green? Shallots?
Oh, wait, what's that?
Is that the long stalk?
Yeah, the long, yeah.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
cut up
isn't
the
that
green
shallot
and
or
all that.
something?
I think that's what that is.
Ashley,
I bought some seed.
it's the green, but it's the green onion and shallot.
No, shallot is a purple onion that spins up on the green onion is either a chive or a green onion.
She says a chive
Or a scallion.
or a scallion.
It's onion, eh?
Yeah, scallion is onion.
Take y'all word for it.
I mean, it got the long green.
Yeah, it's
stem
got the
on it.
green stalk thing. I see what you're talking about.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I got then.
Yeah, that's working out. I like that.
Just gotta get them in the ground, man. Just gotta get them in the ground.
Yeah, you got Grandpa sound like he paints houses. You gotta get him in the ground.
Chris say you ain't about nothing, Josh.
Oh,
Try
man.
again.
This is gonna be a good year for gardens, man.
It is.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, we were at Home
It's
Depot
like
the
ain't
other
going
day.
nowhere. I can nurture my garden, you know. I got all day.
Grandpa, we went to Home Depot. We went to Home Depot over the weekend, and it's like
I went there today, you know.
it's like end of days, man. It's like people are just
and everything, you know.
it's like people are just crowding Home Depot. Everybody's like, we got nothing to do but plant our gardens now.
Yeah. You know about Home Depot though. They ain't gonna let but so many in. Did you know that? They got a line, you know. You go down there to the lumber.
That's not entirely
they
true.
let in 10. When 10 go out, they let in 10 more.
That's not entirely true. There was when we went there, it was no lines to get in. It was just lines to pay.
Oh.
I ain't been to Home Depot. We ordered some stuff on HomeDepot.com and they mailed it.
We were trying to get some stuff. Like we had to get a lot of dirt and stuff, and you know you don't want to pay for that postage when it weighs that much, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy out here. Like it's like garden wars. Like all I see are people outside working on their garden now, or people grilling. And I need to get a better grill. I talk about that a lot, but
You got to upgrade your grill.
I was
game.
talking with Hank today about that because I was smoking some brisket, and I was talking about how
charcoal, right?
yeah, charcoal, of course.
No more
Charcoal,
gas
of course.
stuff, man. You got to have that charcoal flavor, you know.
Oh yeah, it's the best. Like it's
Not
nothing that
admitted into the club.
they have grills now that automatic feed wood pellets and stuff, so you don't have to keep feeding it. And to keep you set the heat temperature, and the computer automatically feeds the amount that it needs to maintain that. Because I'm telling you, man, it's like a marathon trying to shovel the amount or put the amount of coals in, let it heat up, and just let it sit. It's something, man.
Oh, okay.
Chris needs to be in here. She does the barbecuing. I'm not.
Oh, yeah.
Barbecuing is
I've been doing the barbecue, but she ain't good as Hank. Oh, Hank know how to mellow that. When Hank get a rib, when he get through with it, man, it's edible. You know what I mean?
It's what?
In your mouth.
What's the term you use for that?
All right.
What's the term you use for what happens when he gets a rib?
What did I say? I said it was edible.
Yeah, he's just
Josh ain't right.
he's like he'll take a whole uncooked rib and eat it after he's done. Oh, Alice about to come in here. I always mess with Alice to see if she'll come on the show. She ain't never. Uncle Pooh, we're trying to add some pizzazz to his background.
Yeah, I'm getting snazzy. We live, man. I gotta get snazzy or something.
Black people always trying to stunt.
Right. That's my man, Jair.
Oh, hey, Alice, how are you?
How did you get there?
Yeah, weird.
Yeah, you can put up a background.
Weird.
I mean, I didn't see it. You just put that in. Didn't you? I didn't see it just a few minutes ago.
Yeah, I just dropped that in there.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Trying to show that he's better than us because he knows how to use live streaming
Yeah,
technology.
he made a name for himself in the day.
Yeah, oh yeah, you
I
did.
would never
You had,
play.
Jamie Foxx was wearing your shirt, Uncle Pooh Bear, your hoodie.
Yeah, yeah, you saw that, huh?
Yeah, you know you worldwide now. You a worldwide leader. You done got celebrities wearing
Jamie
your
Foxx had it on?
apparel.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx wore it. Man, I might actually got a picture of it.
Hold on, I gotta get a refill. I didn't have enough ham.
Oh,
Yeah, Jamie Foxx wore it at a protest rally he was at.
oh, yeah, that shirt on?
No, he had on my busy making my ancestors proud. Do you remember that?
Oh, okay. I ain't seen that shirt. The shirt.
Boom.
Yeah,
Ooh,
well,
I
it's
don't-
one of my products that we make. But he put on a sweatshirt and he had it on while he was speaking at the podium and all that good stuff. And like a lot of news outlets picked
What's
it up.
happening, guys?
Now did you meet
the
me?
streaming?
Oh,
I saying
no,
like you.
I
Are you
can-
froze there?
No, I can see you.
Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you.
Okay, now,
Yeah.
because you was still, like
It happens.
streaming.
Now,
That's,
did you meet Jamie Foxx, Uncle Pooh Bear, or what happened with that?
No, I got a good friend that knows him. And one day, Jamie came into the establishment and my buddy gave him a deck of the flashcards.
Okay.
And Jamie saw the flashcards, took them home, and like his daughter loved them. So
Right.
now he'd be like, what else you got? Urban Intellectuals or whatever. So I gave him some more flashcards. He got he got the coloring book, but his daughter loved it.
Oh, okay.
So when they was putting out Just Mercy, my buddy was like, man, you need to send Jamie one of those sweatshirts. He'll love it. He'll wear it, So I sent it to him a while ago, and I guess he's been, making the circuits and doing some talks and stuff. And man, he wore it.
Oh,
We saw Just Mercy today. That was a good movie.
This is you can
What's the
see
name of the movie?
that's Jamie in the background, but the picture is too tall for you to see his face. But so my shirt say "Busy making my ancestors proud."
That's one of your
Hey.
shirts.
This right here is Nigel.
Where I can't see the face.
Yeah. That's him right there. Then
You
that's
lower that?
Jamie. Huh?
Can that be
I can't
lowered?
lower it. I don't know how to do it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Nigel. Because I know Nigel, don't I?
Yeah. Who I play football with.
Yeah, we played football, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's out in
Yes.
California?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got him. Okay, Nigel. Yeah.
What was
Yeah.
that? That's a good come up, Uncle Pooh. That's free. Was a free marketing right there.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Yes, I was telling Ashley this morning or last night. I was like, Jamie Foxx has officially been affiliated with two of the Taylor brothers, making his rounds.
Oh.
Remember, he came to the base where Dad was working at.
Right.
That's a funny world, man. All I need is for Uncle Hank to turn the lights off in one of his buildings.
Yeah.
Well, Uncle Kenny's retired, so I'm not exactly sure how that would work. But you got to hit the full home run, right?
Might as well knock it, round it out.
Mm-hmm. Dang, man.
Yeah.
But dude, like, what are you, Grandpa? What do you think about what's been going on? Like, cause you've been around for all types of transitions as a Black person.
It's kind of odd. I've seen a change that people don't see. I heard a lot of people say, "Yeah, ain't nothing changed." I said, "Well, yeah, not visible to nobody, but I've seen a lot of change in my time. A lot of change.
Well, speak on it. Like, what does that mean?
What does that mean? that mean uh, that mean a lot of change. That's what it means.
No, I mean, like you see stuff going on today. Like,
I'm talking. In other
look,
words,
what's the fruit is
stuff that's
going
going
there?
on today is being challenged. There was a time where nothing being challenged. You know, and
Okay.
that's the way it was. Whatever happened to you, that was it. You know, no question, no nothing. You know. But now, you know, you can present your case. You know.
So do you what?
Let me ask you something, Grandpa.
Okay.
What
go
do you
ahead.
think needs to happen? What do you
Huh?
think? What do you think needs to happen for
Oh,
things
I
to
know
get
what
better?
needs to happen. Hey, but one thing to me now, there's only one thing that needs to happen, and that's accountability. What you say? If you commit the crime, you pay the time, make the time, right?
Right.
Accountability for everybody, and everything is solved. Now, can you get around that? That's all you ask for is accountability. When you do something and you pay the price for it, that's all.
Right.
That's all I would like to see happen, you know.
No, that's all anybody is really asking for. You
That's what I'm
know.
saying. You say, what about now? I say, well, the accountability. That's all. Everything would go away with accountability.
And sometimes the most simple answer is the correct answer. I think
I
a lot.
mean, that is a true statement. That is the truth, and that's what all black people have been asking for since they got here, right?
Accountability.
Like they said, if black people was as violent as they say we were, it wouldn't be no more white people, right?
Right.
But we're not. We're forgiving people, and we just want to get along and stay along, right? Like Rodney King said, can we all just get along?
Yeah.
Black people, since they got here, they've been wrong and just been asking for equality. Like,
Right.
but it's like they say, you know, when you're white and privileged, equality feels like oppression. And that's really what it is. They just been able to do whatever the hell they felt like doing to our black bodies over hundreds of years. So now the fact that you're saying that we can't do that, that's oppressing us as a people, which, you know, it's clearly the only logic that could work because, you know, I mean, black people we ain't even like flip the country over what's old, the reparations that's old, like, and the millions of murders that have happened. Like, so it's like,
Well, I think it's a little deeper than that. What you just pointed out about having equality feel like oppression. I liken it to this. If you saw black people as human, then this is a no-brainer. I think there's a lot of people who hold over their feelings about black people being less than, and when you think of something as less than, you think of it as undeserving. So why do you say you need to have these rights? Why do you feel that you need to have to be treated the same as us when we don't see you as equal to us? And
that's like dead on accurate. I'm reading Joy, what's her name? DeGruy. She wrote the book Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome.
yes.
So I'm in the middle of that right now. And she talked about the history of not race relations, but like this ideal or this concept of race intellectualism, like the IQ test. Remember they did the phrenology test based on the skull size and the bumps, and they tried to say that people with skulls like this are certain types of people, and these people are smarter than those based on the skull size. And then it went into IQ tests, but you know, all of this has been debunked as scientific proof. But all of this was utilized and much more, right? And don't get into the medical apartheid and all of that. But all of this was an attempt to dehumanize Black people or Africans in the diaspora as less than human. And this was like the basis. She actually goes into, what is it called? Like the papers the founding fathers were writing up, like James Madison,
Yeah.
Thomas Jefferson, but they're making their arguments on why Black people are 3/5 of a human inside of the Constitution, right? This was really interesting. I never heard this before, but they didn't want you to be a full person because,
They wanted to count you.
but they wanted to count you
Right.
when it, right? They wanted to count
That's
you.
why you became 3/5, because they wanted to just count you.
Yeah, you can't be a full person to get full citizenship and rights. But when it comes to the census, when it comes to voting power, when it comes to the elections and all of that, and the tax and the money distribution from the federal government, they want to count you. So that's where the 3/5
So it sounds
came
like
from.
what you're saying is, though Black people have been freed from chattel slavery, they're still being used as chattel.
Yeah. Well, even while they were in chattel slavery, this is the 3/5. This is why you could be murdered and killed and nothing happens to the individual. You're not a full citizen. You're not a full person. You're not a Christian, right? So, because you were indoctrinated into Christianity, but they didn't consider you Christians because on the laws in the books was you couldn't do specific things to Christians.
Well, you got to also add to the fact that you're talking about American Christianity, like, because Christianity is thousands of years older than the way it's been.
Sure, but I'm just talking about the laws and what's in the book. So I don't know. That book is pretty interesting. It's a pretty interesting read.
What was that you were saying about Christianity?
Well, Christianity is thousands of years old, right?
I was saying on the laws on the books was you can't murder Christians. You can't treat Christians badly. Was the laws
came into being in 325, I believe.
Well, Christianity is like, so if I remember, the oldest
AD.
The oldest like written text that they have now, I'm sure someone will correct me if I'm wrong, are in what is now Ethiopia. And I say that as Ethiopia thousands and thousands of years ago used to cover a lot more land mass than it did now. I mean, like, it was a huge empire.
At the time when Ethiopia was in power, there was no Africa. There was no continent of Africa. Continent of Africa came later, much later,
Right. It was
and half of the continent was Ethiopia. They were the source. They were the main powers at the time.
Right. Thank you, Grandpa. And what I'm saying is, long before, I'm trying to use the words wisely here, long before Christianity got co-opted by other people, not from that area, I'll let Grandpa explain, but it's when I say Ethiopia, I don't mean as it is now. I mean back then. It was thousands of years old before anyone else got to it and changed.
Yeah.
Ethiopia it was.
Now is a state.
Yeah.
It's a state now, right?
Right.
But there was a time when Ethiopia was part of a continent. Name, there was no borders like Ghana and Nigeria and all this. It was just area, And
Ethiopia wasn't even its name. Like, Ethiopia is like a Greek word. Like, it was something else. What was it? What was it called before they changed the name of it? It was something else. Because I know Egypt was called, like, what is it, Kush or something? Wait,
Kush was one of Ham's son. Ham had Kush, and then Kush had Nimrod, and going down the line.
We went full circle with the beer, Uncle Pooh Bear.
Yeah.
It's definitely interesting that you said that you couldn't hurt a Christian, but it's just interesting that no matter what, I was talking to somebody about this last night when in another forum about how at each stage of since slavery started in America, the way it was, at each stage of the Black person's experience, they were met with some type of obstacle. Like, after slavery, you got free right, you got reparations, then the government took reparations from you immediately after the president transitioned to the new president. Then after that, you got a savings bank, which you thought you can build wealth with, but it actually was a front for an investment bank that used money to invest in the railroad system, which went defunct, and the way they were investing in. So all these Black people lost all their money. So then it took years for them to trust the banks again. They try to build their wealth, and then the banking system betrays them again. Like, it's so many steps of how black, like you hear people all the time, it's bootstrapperism. Just try your hardest, do your best, and your things work out. But how can you do your best when the moment you get to a point when you're in the you can see the light at the end of the tunnel, when as a group you can see yourself being equal with everyone else, at least financially, and they either bomb you, they bomb your facilities, they make laws that says you can't do this, that, and third, they deny you and bar you from making certain investments. Like it's one thing if these things weren't there and people were still feeling, because that's just you not doing it. But when there's actual entities designed to stop your advancement, it's incredible that people they're either ignorant because they don't know, or they do know and they're just evil people. That's kind of what I've learned at this point. Oh, you just go. I thought Grandpa had said something to say about that. Okay, cool.
And you, I'm learning.
Oh, it was in a book I read called The Color of Money. I think Poopa read it too. They chronologized each financial deterrent that stopped Black people from attaining wealth in a more widespread way. Like, for example, did you know, Grandpa, that since slavery ended, the amount of wealth that Black people own, control as a whole in America hasn't really changed significantly. Like, Black people at one time, like once they started really going at post-slavery, like almost 3%, 4% of the American financial institution, and at this point in time today, it's like 2.6%. So like Black people haven't really made any advancements financially as American citizens, which every other group has been allowed to make. Like, for example, the Bank of America as it is now used to be like the Bank of Italy. So like people who come over as immigrants who are Italian, they would put their money in this bank and invest, and then they were allowed to make it a part of the American government American government economy, and it became Bank of America. Black people haven't been given that chance, because when they were building up to that, they destroyed it, or they took the money and used it for their own gains. It's all documented. This is
He's talking about the Freedmen's Bank, man.
No, say what you're saying, Grandpa.
Huh?
No, say what you're saying. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I wasn't saying I was. Freddie said something I was interested in what he was about to say there. And all of a sudden he.
Oh no, he's talking about the Freedmen's Bank. I was just, giving you the name.
Yeah, okay.
I was just giving you the name of what he was talking about.
Oh my God.
Did you know that, Grandpa?
Real estate or wealth, and you said nothing had changed, because 2008 gave you a perfect example of that with the real estate.
Right.
Everything that we had gained in property, because property is value, right?
Right.
And it's a security. And when you lose that, and that's what we did, we lost in 2008. I mean, our community, man, we were really hurt,
Mm-hmm.
With the loss of property, At one time, you could go and borrow some money, but you got some property. But when you ain't got nothing, nobody won't let you have nothing. Yeah.
It's I know we've had this conversation for a while that nothing's really changed, and you might not see Black people swinging from trees, but we sure see them swinging under knees, or being choked out under people's knees, and murdered by the police, and murdered by regular citizens who say you up to no good in the community, you from the community, walking into what a new construction home. Like, how many people have done that? I've done that. Like, I should be killed because I done walked into a new construction home, something that thousands of people do every single day.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And then, like, I just see the discussions on Facebook and, in the social media and out there talking about, this whole destruction of property ain't doing nothing. Why are you tearing up the property? Like, folks are literally more upset at people tearing up property than the state killing citizens. Like, I just keep saying, like, if this was the Philippines, or that's not actually a bad idea. That's bad. But if this was another country, if this was Iran, right, which it happened, they were doing stuff to their own people. America will go and attack the country with their military, saying they're treating their people badly. And they're treating their people badly, and they've been doing it for hundreds of years. And like somehow they rationalize this in their mindset. Like they just full of shit. It's just a racist.
Well, it's real simple. It's a tactic used in war. You use propaganda to dehumanize your enemy of choice, and then you systematically go about destroying.
But your enemy is citizens, and I'm not even talking about the state and the government. I'm talking about regular citizens.
But you said it earlier.
Out the side of their neck.
You said it earlier that on the 3/5 thing, it's ingrained in American history that Black people aren't citizens 100%, and there's people who who vehemently want that to still be true, who want to go back to those times. So if you got those, and some of those people are in power. So if you got people who have been voted in office, who have the ability to spread that rhetoric to people who also think that's true, you're gonna get, this is still gonna happen. Like I remember talking to people all the time. They're like, well, like people are just complaining, but what do you want? How are they going to change? And I'm just like, I mean, the FBI has done the work for the most part. They've made lists of people connected to the Klan and to other white supremacist organizations. That's a real layup, man. Just make it illegal. Just like you can't be in a gang and be a police officer. You know what I mean? Like, just make it a layup. You can't be you can't be in the Klan or white
organization
and work in law enforcement. That's simple enough.
They made the word socialism a bad word, when in respect, the upper class has been getting social things like we bailing out banks and all that. Ain't nothing but a form of socialism. But if
that is socialism.
On the lower level, when the little guy gets a little help from the government, then it becomes a bad word. But even in Europe, what, the Bill of Rights?
The Magna Carta.
Talking about
that's in Europe. The Magna Carta, right?
And stuff, which the Constitution supposed to guarantee. This is not the Magna Carta. This is I can't put it together, but the Magna Carta came in from Europe, right? When it gave man his basic rights.
Right.
Or am I wrong about that?
No, that's the Magna Carta.
I'm talking about within the Bill of Rights, huh? What were you saying?
No, I didn't say anything.
Oh, no, I was just saying about social programs, you know. All of a sudden, I heard the president say there'll be no socialism. And what is so bad about socialism? We doing it, you know. It's only when the little guy gets a little taste of the social program, then they want to say we can't have that, you know. Because we brought out the bank with $1 trillion, you know. We built out the real estate folks and everybody. That ain't nothing but a social. It's coming from the tax dollar.
They just gave citizens like $1,200, and they gave like businesses like $500 billion or something.
Yeah. But is that not a social program, except that somebody's reaping the benefits of the upper part of the money?
I mean, I've listened to it because I tried to understand, like, why does this make sense for them? Because, you know, like it'd be the little guy that would benefit from the programs that we're talking about that be talking against it. And I don't understand, but what they say is, well, those businesses are providing jobs and paychecks for people. This is why we need to help and assist them. But it really doesn't make sense to me, because if you give the money to the people ain't about to just store it in no damn new boat or no new jet or just save it because they don't need the money to live. They're going to spend all of the damn money. So they're going to spend the money in the system that's going to drive up demand. And demand says that you hire new people that keep up with the demand, and you buy more and all of this good stuff, and spurs the economy. But somehow they convince their base that economics don't work like economics work. Like, and you know, the thing is, the average American citizen, and I'll just say it, is really stupid. I mean, or got a marginal level of intelligence at best.
Well, I think it's more like this. I don't think people are stupid. I think that I think that
I don't think you met enough people yet.
no. I want to label this the way I want to label it. People have the idea that if they work hard enough, they can be like these billionaires, and they're projecting that if they get that money, they don't want people to take it. So they're like, yeah, I support this dude or this lady or whoever, this corporation who's making all this money, because when I make it there, which is not rational, but like when I make it there, I should say not rational for local people, that I don't want my money getting taken either. But people have a hard time of rationalizing. I find that people are stupid, but they're like this. They either live in the past or they look to the future and they don't want to live in the now. What are you right now? Are you a billionaire or wealthy person? Are you poor? Or are you somewhere in that in-between mix? Because you need to vote you in your interest. And by voting, I don't just mean with a ballot, I mean with your money. Your money makes choices for you every single day on what you support. And if you are making decisions based on convenience and not what's best for you ultimately, and I mean, we all do it. We all buy stuff for our conveniences. But if you do it constantly without cognitively thinking how this is affecting my life on a daily basis, then you're a part of the problem.
I don't know exactly how the money system works, but I'm assuming that there's only so much money, and when you start printing more money, money is going to be devalued, right?
Yes.
So it's got something to do maybe with your gross product, you know, your GNP or something.
Yeah.
So all this money is a limited amount. Now we had 540 billionaires a couple of years ago, and now we got 700 billionaires.
Okay. Oh, Grandpa froze a little bit.
Does that mean that the money?
Oh, Grandpa, you're freezing up.
So
That's that
the man
internet.
got 7 guy got less than he had. It's just a matter of transferring money back and forth, you know. And ain't no printing no more money because it gets distributed. You know, so you're just taking it from one to get my money and putting your power. Make you another billionaire and make me penny, you know. And then you wind up with people out on the street with nowhere to, you know, go, nothing to eat. Grandpa, of the distribution of the wealth, you taking it in one pile and putting it into. You remember the time when gold was on the standard?
Yeah.
I used to watch on television.
Well, I wasn't alive.
They take the money at the back at the Federal Reserve, and they take a pile of gold from this pile and put it in this pile.
Yeah.
But now gold is not just, you know, it's not backed by gold. So all that stuff we used to see on television where they said gold was important now, and they took so many gold boxes here and put it in this pile. They don't do that no more. But the money remains about the same.
Man, you out here sounding real.
If you print more money, it's going to be devalued.
You out here sounding like Trump,
my
man.
thinking, huh?
You out here sounding like Trump. You know, that's his thing is we need to get back to the gold standard.
Get back to the gold standard. Well, I'm not talking
about
so much about the gold standard, but I'm just saying there's only so much money. If you take the little guy and bring it over here, you got more billionaires and less people, more people poor.
Well, Grandpa, what you're describing before you got to the gold standard thing is wealth calcification, where a small number of people get more and more of the money and the more and more of the resources, which leaves it's like it's a stranglehold, like where it was before. You had people who were wealthy, you had the middle class, and you had the poor, and now the people who are wealthy are like, we're going to take more of the resources so that we even have a more stranglehold in the system. And you're basically squeezing out what once was the middle class. Like you're either the working poor or you're extravagantly wealthy. And by that, I mean, you're either really living paycheck to paycheck or you're not. And there's only a small handful of people.
Okay, let me ask you a question. There's only so much equity and so much money. When we had the crash there, 2008, the real estate stuff, where they set the subprime loans and stuff, they didn't create no more money, but some folks got rich.
Well, yeah,
didn't they?
Yeah, because they
some folks got rich. So you just took out of one pile and you put it into another pile. So
right.
You made the guy who was standing, he bought up all of the stuff that the poor man lost, you know. That's how you get to 700 billionaires instead of 540.
Right.
But it's a redistribution. They taking the money, man, instead of. Here's another perfect example too. The guy pay you $9 an hour, and he pay another guy $2 an hour to make you a temporary employee, not a permanent employee, make you a temporary employee. He takes $2 of your $9 just to keep you. You making 9, you should have been at least making 11. But no, you got this other guy coming in, and you don't never have a permanent job because he keep on moving you from place to place, giving you your $9. He never give you no permanent employment because if he did, then he wouldn't have no job. This is what seems to be going on right now, you know. Can I get an amen or no?
I'm still trying to parse together what you were saying about that. I think that number one, I was just saying number one. I'm not going to make a list, but a few things that come to mind. Working class people, there should be an honor in working those jobs again. Like people shouldn't feel ashamed to be garbage men. People shouldn't be ashamed to work in the like.
No, you shouldn't be ashamed.
No, hold on. Let me finish, Grandma. Let me finish.
You should be able to make a living doing whatever. Here's the thing about this.
No.
Let me say this. If you work for General Motors or Ford and you sweeping and you're getting $20 an hour, and the other guy is sweeping, he doing the same job sweeping you and he making 9, what's something wrong with that? Maybe there should be a scale, say a sweeper makes so much, you know.
But that's not America. America's capitalism.
I know it is. That's
they pay you what they think you're worth.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, Grandpa.
So in other words, other guys are better sweeper, eh?
Well, no, I mean it could be. But what I'm saying is that we got to stop like this. So in my generation, or the people I grew up with, it's some people will see you as less than because you're sweeping the streets, right? Even though that needs to be done. People should put less value on the occupation of their job and more value as them as human beings. And then people will be a lot happier. Or at least the world will be a lot better because when I was in DC for a while, whenever you meet someone new, 9 times out of 10, they're asking you what your occupation is and then make assumptions off that, as opposed to actually getting to know you as a human being. We need to teach people to respect humans and people, as opposed to your occupation making you somehow better than someone else. And I think a lot of that has to do with, I mean, of course, you're going to count some people count people's pockets based on what their occupation is and what they work. But I mean, you can't, that's not a sustainable system. That breeds dissent. That breeds people who aren't happy in their current circumstances, even though that may be the very job they want to do.
Well, let me go back into the 50s, late 40s, early 50s. I came out of the military and I got a job at Ford Motor Company. Ford Motor Company was paying $1.50 an hour. Now, tell me, you could buy a car. You had 2 years to pay for it, a max of 3 years to pay for it on $1.50 an hour, right?
Right.
You could buy a house. You couldn't raise no sand, you know, but at least you could buy your own house and make your notes on $1.50 an hour.
Right.
Now tell me what happened over those 70 years. $1.50 an hour now will get you what? A hamburger? I don't know what to get you when you don't get you no Big Mac. But I'm just saying though, something went wrong. If I can buy a house and a car and stuff for $1.50 an hour, why is it now $9? I'm making 9 times that. In other words, what I'm saying is the wages didn't keep up with the cost of living. Make any sense?
I mean, the wages, yes, that definitely makes sense. Let me stay there. But like, I started thinking about, because you were talking about paying for your car and your home.
On $1.50 now, remember?
During that time, you could work a summer job and pay for college.
That's right.
Think about that. So the one element over that time period that you could get more of education and grow your income in order to at least keep up with the changes the price exploded. So you literally, to get a college degree, you had to go in debt, like serious debt, in order to make an income that could give you
That's
a
what we
chance
have
to
now,
live.
right? That's what we have now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's make a comparison. Now, people confuse what happened over in Europe. Like Germany, country, they want to make like it's not what it is. It was the Democratic Social Republic of Germany, right? Okay, now the Germans they were paying $50 an hour. You guys, well, they pay too much taxes. They pay too much taxes, but you had a free education. You could go to college out of your taxes, get come out of college and without a debt. But we were paying $30 an hour at the time. They were paying $40 and $50 an hour at the time. But the only thing about it, see, our tax system is so messed up. I'll put it like that, Well, you don't get nothing for your money,
Yeah, well, you get some things, but you
I
should
mean,
get more.
yeah, you get something, it's survival, but you ain't gonna get no college education.
Yeah, it would be nice if you got more. But like this is the moment. Like the people, we the people always say we want more, but now you're settling for just getting Trump out. Like you could have had a candidate, Bernie, that was gonna push for, and this ain't just presidential, right? Because we always get caught up in the president. But even with the House and the Senate, they're voting this year. They're running for elections over every 2 years. It's a wave going through that. So like if you were serious, like all you got to do is
a Senate. I didn't know we had a Senate. I didn't know we had a Senate. I thought we had a bunch of.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if the people really wanted to change, you got it. You've always had an opportunity to change, but you keep voting for the same old lying people that ain't shit, and then wanting something different. So it's like me, I personally, like, I'm done with the electorate system. I'll vote. But I'm not voting for the Democrats because they full of shit. I'm not voting for the Republicans because they just flatly racist. Democrats are subtly racist. So I'm voting for the people that say, if you don't vote, you ain't got nothing to say. I say pull up a damn chair because I voted and I got a lot to say.
I got
you say about Democrats and Republicans. No, there's a lot of them.
Grandpa.
Wait, let me say this.
Okay.
There's a lot of Republicans that ain't Republicans. They're Dixiecrats. When the Democrat was solid South, then nobody vote no Republican in the South but the Democrats, right? Now all of a sudden, the same people that were Democrats now are Republicans, but they ain't Republicans, they Dixiecrats. And the only thing they have in common is that they got an enemy, and that's us.
Yeah, and a lot of them are still in the Democratic Party.
Huh?
That's the conservative.
Sure they are. And in the Republican Party too. Yeah. This is why come you can't get no legislation.
My point is they both parties are full of shit. This is my point. So
that's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying though, let's call them off what they is. They Dixiecrats.
You call them whatever you want.
And the Republican Party. And they have their own agenda. And that's the reason we couldn't move nowhere because
you call them whatever you want. They full of shit. And my point is, like, I'm not wasting any more energy and time in the whole let's vote, blah, blah, blah. There's enough people fighting that fight. They can fight that fight. So like my thinking now is in line with Garvey. My thinking now is in line with even Farrakhan, which is do for self. Like if it ain't about a self-sustaining movement, I'm not even interested.
And like, Uncle Hoover, you in Chicago, you got to say the Honorable Louis Farrakhan.
Yeah, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, right? I'm not in the nation though, but if it's not about doing for self and like linking up internationally, like I'm not about to sit around and talk about Trump. Oh, let's get Trump out, as if all of these problems started under Trump. They did not start under
everybody
Trump.
say even though
they're not going away with Trump.
Well, let's get back to what Grandpa was talking about for a second.
Trump is not the cause.
Hey, Grandpa.
What?
Let's get back. I was going to answer your question before I had to use the bathroom real quick about the financial system really quick, about inflation. So what I think the true situation is this. Once and once lending became predatory and it couldn't go back to what it was, you had inflation in a way that could not be stopped. If you could lend, if people were lending money in a fair way that people could pay back in a relative easy amount of time, you could ease on defaults, you could pay back money, and for the most part, you would make money. It wouldn't be huge amounts of money, but it'd be enough where it was sustainable. It would be sustainable growth, consistent growth. But because of greed and the way credit is now, like you got some credit cards that are like 25% or more interest rate. Like that's ridiculous. Like people shouldn't have to pay another huge portion on something that they're borrowing for.
This is why come if you owe $10,000 or more, you can get your debt resolved. Because most of that stuff is interest. When some guy tell you I can cut you and you owe 12, 15,000, he said I can cut you down where you can pay maybe a third of it. They knock off that interest that you couldn't afford, that $28 you say for being late and all that stuff, you know.
But that's the real venom in this. Like a lot of problems are social economic. Like if banks and lenders weren't allowed to make the decisions to put the interest they were on loans and things of that, especially towards certain people, then the economy wouldn't be in the situation that it's in. Because if you're really for financial growth, you don't put interest on people that you know can't pay it back, and when it defaults, sure you can recoup some of it, but you're never going to recoup all of it. So it makes sense that if the system were designed that people could pay back the loans and pay back whatever they're doing without having to default, then there wouldn't be these levels of interest on which everyone else has to pay back. We're all paying for, the sins of a system, and it's not just black people. It affects everybody, the lending system. And if people will get behind understanding that the money that you put in banks, the money that you invest in, may not actually be in your favor long term, then people will be happier. I mean, sure, you may not end up a millionaire, but just because, or a billionaire, people may not reach that level of money because of how investments and things work. But I guarantee you, a whole lot less people would be poor. A whole lot less people will be living paycheck to paycheck because they're not, the moment they get paid, having to pay 5 different things just to survive. And it's not like, of course, some people make bad financial decisions. That happens. But there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people who are just trying to live decent lives, who are caught in a financial.
When you have the healthcare, and I've been crying about healthcare for a long time because I've seen what it was like not to have none. It was years back when I didn't have no healthcare, man. And you hoping like the devil you don't get sick because you can work 2 jobs trying to just stay afloat. And you wind up with no healthcare, and you wind up, man, you right down to the bottom again.
And that's what I believe. I'm saying
people are going bankrupt. They're going bankrupt because they ain't, look. If we had a social program that would give you health care for everybody, you'd be surprised, man. And they would make a profit too. But they take out the profit of the insurance companies, though.
And that's the thing. It's interesting that you bring that point up because people always talk about, well, when technology changes things, like, oh, the technology is going to make automation, so it's going to take factory workers' jobs. People are so like, well, you just got to learn technology or whatever. But when you talk about bank reform, financial reform, they're like, well, we've been doing this forever. We can't change the system. Like, you know what I mean? Like they get to that point where it's so profitable for them that they're not willing to adapt. But normal people have to be forced to adapt.
No, you say
that's not how things.
You can't change the system. I'm saying that the system can be changed because at one time people working a 12-hour day till they start fighting like the devil and got it down to an 8-hour day. And over in Europe, sometimes I think there's a 4-day week, 32-hour week. In other words, you got to start eliminating all that profit these people making and give it to the people. So instead of not having jobs for everybody, make it a 4-day week. Oh, here, let me give you a perfect example of what I'm trying to say. Franklin Delano Roosevelt fought World War II. You know what he did? He said anything over, no matter how much money you got, anything over $250,000 for the average person, the other money going to be taxed 94%. That's how we fought World War II. 94% of that money was going in taxes over at $250,000. But now you got people, man, getting billions of dollars putting it to the side. And the other guy on the other end, he ain't getting crap out of it.
And then they talk about
That's why they wanted to get rid of Franklin Delano Roosevelt, man, because he started redistribution of the money, you know. Why should a guy, we gonna fight a war, he's a billionaire and he ain't help paying no taxes? No, 94%. Check it out. What he was charging those folks over a certain amount of money they made it to survive off, you know. I mean, there was a couple of assassination attempts. There was times where he was gonna a coup to overthrow him, you know.
Well, hold on. Look at what you just said.
What's that?
People with that type of money were willing to kill the president, but black people mad about getting a knee on their neck. Oh, like, why aren't you just doing things non-violently? So, like, help me out, Uncle Pooh Bear. You see where I'm going with this.
I mean, the country racist as hell. I don't know. Like, it ain't no way. I don't understand. Ain't no way around. Ain't no way around obvious. The only reason they saying that is because you black and they don't give a damn. The whole country, everything they've ever done has been violent. Ain't nothing been done by diplomacy. They ain't talked nobody into nothing. They didn't ask the Indians, could we take this land? They didn't negotiate Africans to come on over here and start working for them. They didn't keep you on the plantation in a civil manner. When you finally got your quote unquote freedom, they beat you to death in sundown towns. You know, the civil rights movement, they sick dogs on you, blowing you with fire hoses. You see them posts on it. Dr. King did it peacefully and he changed the world. Y'all killed him. You assassinated him. Like, the whole country was founded on assassination and violence. The Boston Tea Party. We don't like how you taxing us. We gonna destroy all of this property. This is garbage. Y'all full of it. Blah blah blah. Soon as we react, you shouldn't be violently protesting. Well, when we was quietly protesting with a knee during the national anthem, you said that wasn't right. When we marched quietly throughout the 60s, 50s, and the 60s, sound like a real Berber. Sound like somebody that know their history.
B-E-R. You sound like a Berber.
Yeah. Look, sound like somebody that know their history. I always say, like, I seem to sound different. Yeah, I caught the reference. I know who the Berbers are too, right? I'm somebody who know my history.
You sound like a Berber.
But I tend to, people always say, well, you're such a contrarian. You're always offbeat. It's like, I'm not offbeat. Y'all offbeat. I just know the damn history. Like, I don't make snap judgments. I'm not like an emotional in the moment person. I'm looking at the totality of American history. Like, this is who they've been the entire time. I just don't understand why people pretend like they don't know that, right? I know it, so I just speak as if I know it. And I'm not afraid because I don't need your paycheck. Like, I don't have a company that I got to speak to a certain code, so I can just say what it is. And my audience that purchased from us, they in agreement.
Who is us, by the way? Who is us, by the way?
Oh, my company, Urban Intellectuals? Yeah. So, like, when I'm talking, my audience is like, yeah, they nod their head. They not like, oh, he's anti-American. No, American means that I can speak my piece, and it means I can be dissatisfied. It means that I can protest. It means I can change things. It means I can do stuff my own way. I'm free to be an individual. So I think Black people are the ultimate Americans because we've been wronged by the country and still keep fighting for it.
There you go.
I mean, there's no nation on the planet
that is a fact
that can't be like, that would be like, man, I don't want those Black people over here, man. They got too much damn loyalty.
Grandpa's been alive. Grandpa's been alive for World War II and Vietnam. I mean, I say you've been alive from World War II and Vietnam.
Yeah, I saw the beginning of that social program that Hitler came about, and we had it. Franklin Delano, they was almost parallel. Hitler was feeding his people, and Roosevelt was feeding our people. That was that social program, and they were having food banks and farming because people were starving. You know, in fact, the United States, the decision, it wasn't all about Nazism or something. It was about eating and things. And we went parallel with Germany for a while.
You got to explain that a little bit better. You got to explain that a little bit better, Grandpa.
Because we had the CC camps along with the Germans with their social program, and they were feeding the German people, and the German people were liking that part. Now, where they went away was down the road, but prior to that, man, them period of 35 and 36, man, you could look on television. I mean, not on television. You could go to the movie, you know, you could see the German band on stage in Madison Square Garden, you know. They were not enemies at the time. They were not enemies until maybe Russia, Germany went into Poland. But prior to that, man, it was a matter of the people eating, and the German people was happy. They were starving, man. And we were starving over here. You think like in the early 30s, we were starving too.
That's wild. I mean, like, I remember saying, you know, you can't lead people if you can't feed people. And as the United States government should go, and just people in general, you should worry about who is feeding and leading the poor. Because who's ever going to really make the disenfranchised people of America a priority is going to have power. Because I guarantee you there's way more people who don't got money, and there's way more people who feel disenfranchised than there are people who got money. So it will be in the government and just people's best interest at large for people who are disenfranchised, who are not covered by health care systems, things like that. Like, it just it's easy. Make it so people don't have to fight to live. Like, you're not going to have people in the streets doing crazy stuff if they don't feel threatened. You're not going to have people, you know, crying about being hungry if you feed them. Like, just make it simple. Make it like, if people who want access, they can work harder for wherever else they want. But make simple decisions that allow people just to be in existence without having to think about their mortality.
Josh, that sounds fair. That sounds equal. That sounds right. That's anti-American. Stop talking. Hey, look, I gotta run, man. I got a couple of beats.
Hold on. Let's end the show properly then. Thank you guys for our first live show. For whoever tuned in or whatever, you can catch it up on the the channel. You know, it was a great conversation. We got we're live people now. We doing live shows, y'all.
Took a big step.
For how long?
That's the actual thing. How long? But all right, sign off, Grandpa.
All right.
You gotta sign off.
Okay. Adios, amigos.
Adios, amigos.
Hasta la vista.
Bye-bye.
All right. I'm ending it. Thank you, guys.
All right, peace.